Welcome back to Stoic Directory, where ancient wisdom meets modern life. Today we're exploring something fascinating, the words that truly intelligent people, guided by Stoic principles, consciously choose not to say. But before we dive in, let me share a story that happened just last week. I was standing in line at a coffee shop when I overheard two people having an intense conversation. One person was complaining about everything: the weather, their job, their relationships, while the other listened quietly, occasionally offering thoughtful responses that completely changed the energy of the conversation. It reminded me of Marcus Aurelius, who wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This encounter perfectly illustrates our topic today. The words we choose shape not only our reality, but the reality of those around us. The ancient Stoics understood this profound truth, and so do highly intelligent people today. Let's begin with the first phrase that highly intelligent people, especially those who understand Stoic principles, never say, "It's not fair." Imagine you're passed over for a promotion at work. The natural reaction might be to declare the unfairness of it all. But let's travel back to ancient Rome, where Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the most respected Stoic philosophers, taught in his school. Despite being born into slavery and suffering a permanent disability, Epictetus never complained about fairness. Instead, he taught that true freedom comes from accepting what we cannot control and focusing on what we can. When we say it's not fair, we're surrendering our power to external circumstances. Instead, intelligent people might say, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "How can I improve my position?" This shift in perspective transforms victims into architects of their own destiny. The second phrase highly intelligent people avoid is, "I can't." In 155 BCE, Cato the Elder, at the age of 84, learned Greek. Why? Because he believed there was value in understanding Greek philosophy directly from its source. He didn't say, "I can't," or "I'm too old." He simply began. Consider Sarah, one of our viewers who shared her story. At 45, she decided to completely change her career from accounting to software development. Many told her she couldn't, that it was too late. But she remembered the Stoic principle that obstacles are actually opportunities. 2 years later, she's leading a development team at a startup. The third phrase, "I don't have time." Seneca, one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers, wrote extensively about time management in his essay on the shortness of life. Despite being a busy statesman, philosopher, and dramatist, he never complained about lacking time. Instead, he observed that we don't have too little time, but rather waste much of it. Think about Marcus Aurelius, who ruled the entire Roman Empire yet still found time each morning to write his philosophical reflections. If the ruler of the known world could find time for self-improvement, what's our excuse? The fourth phrase intelligent people avoid. "I know everything about this." Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, was a wealthy merchant who lost everything in a shipwreck. Instead of despairing, he saw it as an opportunity to learn. He walked into a bookstore in Athens and asked, "Where can I find someone as wise as Socrates?" This began his journey into philosophy. In our modern context, think about the most successful tech entrepreneurs. They consistently acknowledge how much they don't know and maintain a student's mindset. This intellectual humility is a cornerstone of both Stoic philosophy and contemporary success. The fifth phrase, "They're wrong, I'm right." Chrysippus, another great Stoic thinker, was known for arguing both sides of every question. Why? Because he understood that truth is often more complex than our initial judgments suggest. I recently mediated a dispute between two colleagues. Both were convinced they were right. But when I helped them explore each other's perspectives using Stoic principles of objective judgment, they discovered that their views weren't mutually exclusive. They were complementary. The sixth phrase highly intelligent people never say, "That's impossible." Consider Musonius Rufus, who was exiled multiple times, but used each exile as an opportunity to teach and influence others. He didn't see impossibilities, only challenges to overcome. Look at the Wright brothers, who were told human flight was impossible. Or remember when running a 4-minute mile was considered physically impossible, until Roger Bannister did it in 1954, and then suddenly many others could too. The seventh and final phrase, "I give up." Cleanthes, who succeeded Zeno as head of the Stoic school, worked as a water carrier at night to support his philosophical studies during the day. He didn't give up when faced with poverty or hardship. Instead, he persevered and eventually became one of the most respected philosophers in Athens. Think of Thomas Edison's famous quote about not failing, but finding 10,000 ways that won't work. This isn't just positive thinking. It's the practical application of Stoic resilience in the modern world. As we conclude our journey through these 7 phrases, remember that Stoicism isn't just an ancient philosophy, it's a practical guide for modern living. Every time you catch yourself about to say one of these phrases, pause. Remember Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, and countless others who faced challenges far greater than ours with wisdom and grace. The words we choose shape our reality. By eliminating these 7 phrases from our vocabulary, we're not just changing our language, we're transforming our mindset, our actions, and ultimately our lives. If you found value in these ancient insights applied to modern life, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Stoic Directory. Hit that notification bell to stay updated with more practical wisdom from the Stoic tradition. Share in the comments below. Which of these phrases do you find yourself using most often? How might you rephrase them in a more constructive way? Until next time, remember what Epictetus taught us. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters.